What up, my homies? Okay, trying to set this up because I wanted to go live from uh, my bed that does not have a headboard. Okay. I did not tell anybody that I was going live, but I probably should go get my other phone and at least tell Kim because I'm going to be hyping her the fuck up tonight. Hi, Kat. Oh, that's perfect. Oh, my back just started itching. Oh, it feels so good. I don't remember what I titled this. I know it's been forever. Hi, Nicole. Hi, Jessica. What's up, you guys? Hopefully Kim comes on because I just want to like shout her out so much. It's been a little while. I think I named this live stream Life is But a emoji. That one. Because we always know the song Life is But a Dream. But if you know me, I always talk about life being a game and that it's here for us to play it, you know, and stuff. So I kind of wanted to talk about that because it seems really important to me right now. And I think a lot of other people, because through all of this craziness that we've been experiencing as a collective, I believe that it's quite possible that we forgot how to play the game. Because I know if I'm struggling, then there are plenty of other people struggling right now, especially if you have kids and you're not used to them being home. That's like kind of my deal right now. Hi, Hannah. How many of y'all have kids and your kids are home for basically a 6-month summer break? Because they got out on March 12th for spring break and decided they weren't going back this year. So, yay. I just became a kindergarten teacher. I decided to have a glass of wine tonight. You do? How old are your kids? Hi, Leah. High school. Oh, fucking lucky, dude. I wish my daughter was in high school so she wouldn't want to hang out 24/7. I love my daughter. She's the best. And she just decided that she wanted to start her own YouTube channel. Then I'm like, okay, cool. So the last 4 and now coming up on 5 years, I've made my life about transformational coaching, the occult, social media. Like, you know, I had a goal whenever I first started. I wanted to be a social media influencer. And that kind of went to the wayside or whatever because I was like, that's stupid. Why would I want to be an influencer? Like, that's dumb. But it was a way that it was for me a way to be able to give tons and tons of value to people who watch me or follow me or subscribe to me or whatever, to for those people to get tons of value without me having to ask anything of my audience or, you know, people who have become my friends, you know. And when I was coaching, it was really hard for me to get through that money mindset of being able to like charge for my services. And I charged high fees, you know, between $2,000 and $9,500. It's like my fees. And it was, and, you know, my clients experienced incredible breakthroughs, incredible results in their money and their relationships and all kinds of shit, like amazing shit, their businesses. And it just still wasn't fulfilling because I knew that I wanted to be able to like provide life-changing experiences for people without having to do one-on-one work like that. And, you know, being able to like get sponsorships would help a lot, or being able to have like a Patreon or, you know, whatever kind of like services like that where people who, you know, just if they wanted to help, they could. And so that was like my whole thought about like doing like the influencer style thing or whatever. But as a lot of y'all know, this year I just decided, you know what, I'm just gonna chill. I'm just gonna chill. I'm just gonna do TikTok and I'm gonna chill. I'm gonna do paranormal videos on YouTube. And because I started doing TikTok, I started doing coaching again, basically, but this time it was for free. And, opened a Discord server, did like this March thing. And I don't know if you've ever tried before. I don't know if you've ever put together like challenges or tried to help people in a really, really fucking impactful way before, and not really like being compensated for your work. It's draining. And I don't want to be compensated for my work. Like, but I don't want to be drained either. And so the past month, I've just been like on this weird, maybe past 2 months, I've been on this weird fucking chaotic ride that I haven't been able to play it like a game, because suddenly I'm doing, still like building an audience and still putting out content and still trying to make a difference in people's lives and be a kindergarten teacher. And my daughter loves hanging out with me, and now she wants to start a YouTube channel, so I've got to keep up my shit and now start keeping up her shit and make sure that she can learn how to read, because we're pretty sure she's dyslexic. This is like all this stuff. And then of course the world's on fire, so it's like all this stuff is just built up on top of each other, and it all just happens so fucking fast that for me personally, I forgot to stop and remember that like this is a game I'm playing, you know? What do you guys know about human design? And if you do, what is your human design type? Um, Let me look at the comments really quick here. Oh, cool. There's only two. Whoop. Oh, that's amazing, Jessica. Yeah, that's super cool. So human design is kind of like astrology, but it's like super, super in-depth approach. And it's actually totally different, but I'm more attracted to human design than I am to astrology. And hey, do you guys like my new haircut? Because I feel like it's a little funky fresh, but I need to cut the back some more because it's a little too long. And I need to wipe this wine off my teeth. Hold on. That's the only thing I hate about red wine, is it like stains the shit out of your teeth. Oh, Danny. Okay, cool. Two people just left, so I'm assuming that they went to go check out what their human design is. Essentially, there's like these 4 different types of human design characteristics, but there are all these other like things that go into it. If you live in America, go to humandesignamerica.com and just input your info. I'll wait. I'll just ramble on while you guys are going to look up your information. If you don't live in America, just go to Google and type in human design chart. Go look it up. I will not be mad if you leave. Just come back so we can talk about it. I'll just keep on rambling because, I don't talk about myself like in a way where I can be super vulnerable anymore. Like I used to a lot, and then I worked through a lot of my shit and I didn't really need to. Like I have a blog that's under my real name, so if you're seeing this here, you can know what my blog's name is. It's KoriMichelle.com, KoriMichelle.com. That is my old blog, and I used to write in there all the time whenever I was having like breakthrough after breakthrough after breakthrough in my life because of the work that I was doing, not only on myself, but the work that I was doing with others. And whenever I found out about human design, about being a profile 6'2" manifester with an emotional authority, and like my job, I guess you could say, is to inform these things really started making sense in my life. And so I think that if you uh if you find out what yours is, you're gonna be like, holy shit, it's even deeper than astrology goes, and it's more precise, and it's fit to you, and it's just incredible. But anyways, once I found out about human design, I stopped needing that outlet because suddenly everything made sense. And then at the same time as finding out about human design, I also found out about autism in women. And that also started to make a lot of sense. And so my mindset work that I was doing on myself and the amount of tapping I was doing on myself went from like this much to like this much. And so I just didn't have that many um, things to talk about or blog about or journal about or write about anymore because it just clicked, you know? Let me see. KBRB. Yeah, I chopped it. Actually, Chris started it, and then I like was like, "Fuck you, you're not doing it good enough." Like, not good enough. He was being like, uh, gentle, and I'm like, "Just fucking chop it off." That's how I am on my hair. I'm brutal to my hair. Thank you guys. I think I'm gonna get extensions though. Even more confused. Oh yeah, I probably shouldn't ask you to check it during this live stream. Well, you know what? Just like, okay, so whatever you found out yours is, just type it in. So, Kat, did you just say you're a 6-2 manifester? What the fuck? Okay. That's amazing. Okay. All right, so just make sure you take a screenshot of your profile, your type, all of that stuff, so that you can go look it up. There are tons of emotional design coaches and stuff on YouTube where you can type in like profile 6-2 for me, so yours might be like a 4-3 or a 2-4 or a 1-4 or something like that. And you would just type in human design profile 1-4 or whatever your profile is. And there are lots of human design professionals that pop up because they all make videos about the intricacies of each profile type or each human design type, which is a manifester, a manifesting generator, a generator, and a projector. And as a manifester, it's m- my I don't remember what this is called, but it's like my job is what I call it, is to inform. Some people's job is to respond. And so manifestors in particular, if they try and work like a generator has something called a, oh fuck, I haven't even like paid attention to this in a long time, but like essentially the sacral chakra is active, and um it allows them to work, 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 work. But a manifester is the one who has like the bright fucking ideas, and essentially I would want to hire generators to work for me so I can say, here's my vision, you guys carry it out. Because if I try and do all that work myself, I burn myself out. And that's just what's happened over the past month or two. And I find the pattern is usually when a really amazing opportunity presents itself to me and I'm not being in integrity with myself around that opportunity, and I'm just taking it as something I might want, then I turn in on myself. And so this is a pattern I've noticed the past 3 times in maybe a year and a half. So luckily, this is 100% the last time I had to learn this lesson. But what happens is it puts me on my ass, like hardcore. It puts me on my ass to the point where I stop doing magic. I stop remembering that life is a game. I completely quit my spiritual experience. I stop feeling. I stop um, having any semblance of life in me that is meant to be carried on. And it's a complete shutdown. But what happens during that time is a reboot, because once I do realize I'm not being in integrity with myself, or I'm not holding myself to my own standards and expectations, that's whenever I have to like really start to reanalyze, okay, and integrate. So you have to like not only reanalyze, but like you also have to integrate your experience. And when I do that, I go flat. And so that's why you guys haven't seen me in a long time, is because I don't give a fuck whenever I'm in that integration period, whenever I just go black. And um how I know that it's over and whenever the lesson has finally integrated is one day out of the blue, I'll just be angry as shit. Like, just so fucking mad for no reason. And today was that day. And as soon as this is making much sense, good. Yeah, I'm happy for you to look into it too, Leah. Another manifester? What the fuck, y'all? Okay, manifestors have always been like my most successful clients too. So you guys have like some really good like abilities to like do whatever the fuck you want in your life. Manifesting generators are badass too, and generators and projectors. Like everybody has their own like really cool thing that they can do. I personally coach manifestors best because you get it. Like you get the like no nonsense, straight to the point, like let's get this shit, let's go, like let's do it or whatever kind of attitude. But at the same time, like maybe you're a little entitled like all this, I don't know. But anyways, I knew I was gonna forget what I was saying. Oh yeah, so I know whenever I get angry, what happens is like I start feeling something again. I'm like, holy shit, you know what? I might be mad, but I haven't felt anything in days. Usually it's like I haven't felt anything in months. This is the first time that I've had like one of those blackout periods since probably since I started working with demons like on a regular basis. Because I don't know if you guys watched the interview I did with Enoch, but whenever I start working through Enoch's work, is whenever I start taking the possibility of spirits being real or demons being actual real, not just aspects of ourself and like aspects of our psyche and things like that. I gave it the I gave it the chance. I was like, oh, maybe these things are real because I was like very dead set on just being an atheist for the rest of my life. But once I started working that, I started breaking my ties with, my Christian background and Yahweh and things like that. I stopped experiencing any kind of depression and anxiety. But this is the first time that I really started feeling it again. And there was so many factors playing into it. And I'm just telling you guys this because like one, I never open up to people and blatantly Kim at blatantly Kim or at abstract as fuck or AF on Instagram. Kim is like, has really over the past year become somebody who has not only confided in me, and that's how our relationship really started was, she had a tarot reading with me, and then, I helped her through a lot of stuff. And then now I finally felt like I can open up to her and my emotional authority in my human design tells me to don't act until I feel something, right? And so those moments of not feeling anything and then suddenly feel anger out of the blue and then I suddenly get hyper is because yesterday I actually had a moment where I felt in a space of being able to trust somebody to tell them what I was feeling, and she encouraged the shit out of me, which I don't let people do. And that might be a character flaw. I don't know. But I don't usually let people do that. So I'm just telling you guys this. So, maybe you'll get something out of it. Maybe you won't. But I personally need to just come online and speak about it because it's really hard for me to do this. And the more we do things that are hard for us, the more we do things that are fearful for us, the more we're able to shine a light on our shame, on our guilt that we feel for whatever reason. We just have to keep on doing the things that we're afraid to do. Like I don't want to sit here and tell you guys my flaws. I don't want to tell you that, for the past couple weeks I haven't felt anything at all because of how much stress I feel has been put on me all of a sudden. And then I remember everybody's going through this. We are in the fucking wild, wild west right now. But it's not the wild, wild west. It's the fall of Troy or whatever. Like it is the collapse of society essentially. And we're watching it happen and we're home with our kids and we don't know if, you know, our jobs are going to open back up. Luckily, I haven't worked in 4 years because I I decided I will never work again. I will find ways to be taken care of, period. And but you know, tons of people don't know when their jobs are going to open up, don't know when they're going to feel secure enough. I don't know about y'all. I haven't gotten a stimulus check or anything like that, you know. And if you haven't gotten something where the government's actually supposed to be supporting you or whatever in a small way, it doesn't feel like there's any hope of like society actually having a comeback in any type of way. Like for sure, the world doesn't feel like it's going to be like it has been for our whole lives. And that's a lot of stress on anybody. I mean, it just is. Calm in the chaos for me, weirdly. Totally. Like, have you guys noticed that on YouTube, your YouTube feed isn't anything you want to watch? Like, at all? Like, I don't know why YouTube is showing me like the dumbest shit. It's showing me like drama channels. It's showing me every single fucking person reporting on stimulus packages that's actually recording those types of things. It's showing me mycology, of course. I have been obsessed with that, and I don't know if you guys are like this at all. When I express interest in something, I become obsessed with it until I know everything there is to know about that subject. And so not only has that been happening, but instead of putting all my energy into my magical practice and helping people and all of that, I've been helping myself a lot more in other areas, which is something I really needed to let go of. I needed to let go of social media. I needed to let go of being dead set on having a presence on social media and building my way towards whatever fucking future I feel, you know, at the time I have destined for myself, right? Like, learning about mushrooms, like growing oyster mushrooms, lion's manes, any kind of gourmet or medicinal mushroom possible, like learning everything I can about them and trying to grow them. And now plants again, like last year. It it reminds you what matters. It reminds you to actually play. And that's the only time I've felt anything is whenever I'm like hanging out with my kiddo or learning about mushrooms or actually experimenting with mushrooms, like growing them, not taking psychedelics and stuff like that, but like learning about growing them. Um, it's the only thing that has made me feel anything until today. Let me catch up on y'all's comments because you guys have been commenting and I want to make sure that we're actually having a conversation and I'm not just throwing up all over you. Generator. Cool, Leia. That's awesome. A 1-3 profile. I think my daughter's 1-3. 5-1. Maybe she's 5-1. It's one of those. My husband is one of them too. They're both manifesting generators. How old are you, Larissa? Hi, Sherry Moon. Not going through the same things, but I'm definitely feeling. And that's what really matters. You know what I mean? Like, what really matters is it doesn't matter what the situation is, the feelings can be the same 100%. And there's no doubt about that. Like, two people can grow up living completely different lives and still have the exact same feelings. And I think that that's what connects us as people so much. Yeah, YouTube has been a dick lately. Danny, you're experiencing the same, huh? Common the chaos for me, weirdly. So that's not normal for you, Jessica? It's great to see you too. See, it's opposite for me. I'm usually like, actually, I've been calm about everything, but that there just hasn't been any feeling, you know? And that's how we manifest. Like, we manifest our life's experiences or the things that we desire through our magic or through our spiritual practice or through, you know, basic law of attraction type of things. Is you're managing your feelings, right? You're doing shadow work, or you're doing rituals, or you're being the observer of your vibrational state. And that's how we manifest. So it's scary whenever you're not feeling anything and there's nothing that can actually take you there either. And so what has to happen is you kind of like sit in the dark with yourself, and you're forced to sit in the dark with yourself. Um and I know that feeling all too well, except for whenever the life being a game that you get to play, that part is fun whenever there's chaos happening. But when you forget that life is a game that you're playing, that's a whole different story. It's like, what's what's even going on? Oh yeah, I have to meet myself again. Oh yeah, I have to integrate this other thing. It's like you get to a place where you feel like you know it all. That there couldn't be possibly anything more for me to learn in my life. And then bam, it just it's all there. It's crazy. Awkward calm. Hopefully it's not like a denial type of calm, because that's what I noticed for myself. I was like, oh, yep, everything's cool, everything's fine. Then I'm like, oh yeah, hey, I didn't even want kids, and now I have kids. And now suddenly I'm a kindergarten teacher, and I don't get any space to myself because I'm a selfish bitch like that. Honestly, I fucking love my family. I love my family, and I love my solitude. I love isolating. And when too many people start entering my world and are around me 24 fucking 7, it's it's like I don't know what to do, you know? And going back to even like the autism thing that I was talking about, or like being a manifester, your aura as a manifester is closed. And that means people are usually what's it called? Like repel. Okay, so your aura as a manifester usually repels people away from you. That's why, I'm great online. I love hanging out with people online, because if I need time by myself, I just put my phone down, right? But in real life, my aura repels on purpose, because it's not okay for people to be around me all the time. And, people are surprisingly super fucking nice to me, and I'm super nice to people and just super friendly in general. And that's just who I am. I mean, I'm a Texan person, like at heart, and I'll probably always be like super cheery, and I'll just start a conversation with anybody in the grocery store line, right? Like, it's just who I am, and they're like that too with me. So it's open in that way. But whenever somebody else enters your space and you don't have any time by yourself as a manifester, and I mean no time by yourself ever, it's really unhealthy, and it causes a lot of disturbances in your field and in your aura. And it's just not good stuff. You have to learn how to integrate it. So that's kind of my lesson right now, is like integrating it. So, like, yes, I'm a mom who absolutely loves their child, and I also have very obsessive interests. Like, I'm very obsessed with the things I'm obsessed with or interested in. And I need me time. And I've been sacrificing that because it's just easier. But it's not easier mentally. And that's the hard part, is that it's not easier mentally to sacrifice the things that you need. So, yeah, that's I hate like admitting this stuff, but at the same time, like I can feel my body lightening, because I know it's dumb for me to keep it to myself. Like, it's so stupid to want to be perceived as somebody who's done so much work that nothing bad ever happens to them. You know what I mean? Or that there's no situation in this person's life that could slow them down or anything like that. And it's unrealistic to think so. It's unrealistic to think so of myself, right? And it's unrealistic for any of us to think that for ourselves. we can be there for other people. We can help other people through their shit. But like, who are you letting help you through yours? And that's one of my biggest lessons, is that like I don't let people support me in that way. Like I only let myself show up to be of value to other people. And it's not even a self-worth thing. Like I've done so much work around if it is or isn't, and it's just what my purpose is. And I would never want to like be a burden, but I also at the same time realize that like it's a point of connection with humans, and it's not just any humans. Like you guys are fucking weirdos like me. Like you're aliens. So with the people that I used to talk to before I started going by Astrid, like I would never in a million years talk to them about this stuff. But with you guys, it's completely different because you're into the same weird shit that I'm into, and it's beautiful. Hi, Luna. Finally, I can make you a admin or moderator or whatever. I went back to add you on that live stream, and the live stream chat thingy wasn't showing up anymore. So I was like, oh, great. I'll have to see you on the next one. Let me see. Oh, that's so good, Danny. I love that so much. It's not weird at all. Like, I feel the same. To me, this whole thing, like, just talking to you guys about this feels so fucking awkward to me. But, like I said earlier, like, just being able to say things that you're afraid to say, or be someone you're afraid to be, or whatever, like, just doing what you know is right for you, even though it scares the shit out of you. Like, it's necessary. 100%. Feel the same way. Cancer, and I love my family, but I have to have my private time to unwind, think, and read or whatever. Same. And mine's usually when I wake up. I usually wake up, make some coffee, I'll smoke a cigarette with my coffee because I love smoking cigarettes while drinking coffee. And then I'll do like my my energy management practices and stuff like that, like, ground, shield, meditate, journal, do mindset work, do whatever I need to do. And that takes up my first couple hours of the day, and that's what I'm used to, and I need that. And I haven't been giving myself that because I haven't been even going to sleep until like 4 or 6 a.m. and then waking up at like noon or 1. So it's been weird, like really weird. But anyways, yeah. I don't remember where I was going with that. I know that you said that you're a Cancer. You have to, oh yeah, and my husband drives trucks, so he's only home on the weekends. So that's why, like, even at night, it doesn't work because there's no one else here. And she is the reason why I've started being such a night owl again, is because it's near impossible to get her to bed before 1 o'clock in the morning. Like, it's close to impossible. So the only time I can get by myself is if I stay up between 1 and 4, or 1 and 5, or 1 and 6. That's like it. But what are you going to do in the middle of the night? So I started doing a lot of rituals. All right. Oh, let's see. CC, introverted. That's awesome. Yeah, Zoe's like, Mommy, look at this. Like every 30 fucking seconds, I'm like, bro, what? Like you're showing me the exact same thing. What? Like I just gotta scream. Oh, it's so much. Like it's so much, y'all. And I love her so much. Like, please don't get it twisted. I love my baby. She's hilarious. She was playing this game today, and like it's a township or whatever. She's building a township, and she has a wheat field. And she goes, "Look at all my weed." I have something like that. I have a video of her talking about it because I was like, "What did you just say? What are you growing in your fields?" She goes, "Weed." And I'm like, what? You're growing corn and what else? And she goes, weed. That's it. Just weed. I'm like, that is too much. It's so funny. Yeah, true, Luna. We do need our own kind. I'm happy that I'm happy that I did this because one of like the main flaws in manifestors is that it is our job to inform, right? But what we tend to do is we just disappear and we don't tell people what we're doing. And for somebody who has a YouTube channel and, you know, a TikTok and that like you guys are used to me kind of like keeping up with, it's not okay to sort of be in a position where people expect or have learned to expect that you're going to show up and then you just stop. That's another really big thing, um, is that as a manifester, I have to inform people of what I'm doing. And it's always going to be well received. And if it's not, I mean, they can kiss my ass. I don't care if it's not well received. It's just getting the energy to even say, hey, I'm doing this or hey, I'm doing that, because like my ideas and the things I want to do are so sporadic that I find when I do tell people this is what I'm going to do or whatever the case may be, I end up rebelling against my own word and then doing something else completely. So it's a really tricky way to have to be. And yeah, so needless to say, I've been doing a fuckload of journaling along with rituals. I did a really amazing ritual last night where I just like hung out with Belial and I took all my fucking power back. I took it all back. Like, I decided, you know, when did I stop remembering who the fuck I am, you know? Like, who the fuck are like it was a back and forth conversation with me and me. But like at the same time, you know how you can like hear um your guides or your deities that you work with or demons or angels or whoever you work with, you can hear them too like saying something to you, but then you just like kind of answer it out loud. Like that's the kind of thing it was. And then yeah, I've just been journaling my ass off for the past 2 days at least. Probably no 3 days. Because it was Sunday night whenever I first decided like fuck this. Like fuck feeling sorry for yourself. And it's not even that like immediate reaction of like, oh yeah, I feel sorry for myself or anything like that. It's not even like you're not even giving that type of thing any attention. But then you kind of like step back and you look at it and you're like, you're playing the fucking victim. Like you're letting one of your biggest reasons to be everything you want to be in the world, aka your daughter, you know, she's one of my biggest reasons to go out here and be like, you know what? I own my shit. I own my life. I'm only doing what I want to do. And regardless of whatever kind of problems that creates for us, mother daughter wise, I want my child to be independent. I want her to be fierce. I want her to be bold. I want her to question. And for me to sit back and just be like, oh, you know, like this is running my life. Like I'm letting one of my biggest reasons to step the fuck up and be fierce in life, other than for my own, you know, need for it, become an excuse for me. Like, how fucked up is that? How fucked up is that? If we let the things that should drive us, and I use should very loosely, the things that we expect to drive us or things that actually are a part of our purpose, we let them become an excuse for us to not do what we're fucking here to do. You got to catch that shit. And that's what it's really all about. It's not even about like having those moments of lapse in thinking or lapse in remembering who the fuck you are. It's how fast am I going to catch this? How fast am I going to realize that I'm dragging my own self through the mud and there's nobody else doing it to me? And it just gets less and less time each time you have like that lapse in memory. Oh, or you know, this moment where you have to integrate some shit and then you realize, oh yeah, I'm just integrating it right now. Like, it's not a big deal. So, yeah, I don't remember what I was talking about, but Wicked Paranormal. What is your name? Ooh, Mormontown. Hold on, I'm just like trying to figure out where we left off. Okay, here we go. I'm here just talking Cat. I'm not gonna lie, when I found out that the person who passed was Cat, like I had to go to Instagram and I looked in the DMs and I was like, we just talked yesterday. Couldn't possibly be her. But I started texting you and I was like, it's not her. Because I could feel it. I was like, okay, we're good. Oh, we're not good. Like we obviously we lost a member of our I don't know what the fuck we are, but we lost somebody due to human shit. It shouldn't have happened, but it did. And if you can't tell, I'm not good at it, like that kind of stuff. So, okay, I don't have kids. I'm agreeing with everyone. You don't have kids? Cat, you don't have kids. Can you please come live with me and be my nanny? I've loved every second of this. Thank you, Danny. Yeah, I haven't been so open in a very long time, and it actually feels really good. If you don't realize, I had to drink this much wine to do it, but no, I could have done it without the wine. I just thought, why not celebrate my 66.6 thousand fucking followers on TikTok with a glass of wine and candle offerings and incense offerings and blood offerings and things like that over there, and do a fucking live video. Anyways, okay. I love that. Nicole, your relationship. So happy that you are here, Wicked Paranormal. Let me see if you posted your name. Thank you, Luna. You're so friendly, Miranda. You said your name. So Miranda does videos too. She does paranormal videos. I know lots of you guys love that shit. That's why her name is Wicked Paranormal. So go check her out. And I think whenever I first started doing TikTok is whenever I found her TikTok, and then I followed it over to YouTube, and I was like, oh, this bitch is kind of cool. I subscribed, but I never see any notifications or anything for videos. And today it was actually in my feed. For once, YouTube showed me something I actually want to see. And so that's how I got to like connect with her. And in her last video, she was talking to somebody named Gemma, and I was like, what the fuck? Because we talk to Gemma every time we pull out the Ouija board. Like, Gemma's always with Chris, my husband. But turns out Gemma is one of her people in her live stream. So it's a human, a live human being. So get a drink, dude. All right. Nice, Reagan. Hey. I cool. Love that. Oh, shut it. You're amazing. You can let your head grow as big as you want it to. I promise it won't explode. Reagan, I love blue kyanite too. It's one of my favorite crystals. Make sure you tag me so I can see it. Kyanite's amazing. It's amazing. All right, y'all. Well, if you have a drink, or if you need to go get a drink, let's do like a cheers. Too bad this isn't like in a Zoom format so that we can talk about, or so we can all like do a cheers together. That would be so sick. I'm still gonna go do my video using the Necrophonic app. Yes, please do. I've been procrastinating too. Like last night, I started editing that video, mine and Chris's last video that we did. Tomorrow's Thursday, right? So it would be not last Thursday, but the Thursday before that. So tomorrow would make it 3 weeks. We did this session 3 weeks ago, and I just got around to editing yesterday, last night, at about 10 or 11. I can't remember. And I haven't even been able to finish it because it's constant. Like, you have your headphones in and you're trying to listen to the words. You're trying to like make out what the spirit box says and all of that. But like, you have somebody constantly being like, look at this. Hey, mommy, this, that. And I was like, I am not used to this at all. Like, at all. I got to figure out how to work around it because I refuse for that to be the cause of why I'm not doing what I love doing. Same, Sherry. Same. That's the same. How not home? Totally. Hannah, all right. Are you guys ready for this? You'll take a hit. Awesome. Jessica and Hannah are going to hits. Clink, clink. Ooh. How about when I went over your last paranormal video, I was blown away by your EVPs and spiritus. What? Girl, amazing. Oh, thank you. Yeah. Whenever I saw that comment with all those timestamps on it, I was like, dude, I fucking live for people like that who like want to hear something. I don't know. Did you start out skeptical? Because I did big time, but I also grew up on Coast to Coast and like listening to stuff about aliens and ghosts and actually having experiences with ghosts in my house and like other kinds of like trippy ass shit growing up. But as time, goes on and like I really thought that everything we perceived as spirits could be explained by our subconscious. And then I was like, what if I just see? Like what if I just try to connect to it? And now kind of like take it personal if somebody doesn't think it's real. I'm like, fuck you. Like, I don't think it's real either. But like, it is. Like, I don't want it to be real, but it is. It's the same reason I left the church. Like, I really wanted answers. And I hoped that they would be proof for like evidence or like whatever that would be logical for me believing in Christianity and things like that. But they weren't. And it broke my fucking heart. And at the end of the day, I'm always going to run towards truth. And if that truth is something that I've denied for my whole fucking existence, like demons being the answer and the key or whatever, I'm sorry, but I'm going to have to run towards what is true, what has the most evidence for me. Like, regardless what it is. If tomorrow I found out that the Jewish Kabbalah, like the Trio Cabal, was like what was going to change my life in an extraordinary way, you better believe, because I'm a chaos magician, one, and I've always been a chaos magician before I even knew what the fuck it was. If this paradigm isn't serving me anymore and this one is revealing more evidence to me that it is the key to what I'm searching for or whatever, I'm going to use that system of magic. I'm going to step into this paradigm and experience it based off of the evidence that I've gathered, whether it's a subjective experience or subjective evidence or evidence that I subjectively needed. It doesn't matter. It's like you always have to run towards truth. You can't just stay in this small little, bubble that you created for yourself because everyone around you would reject you if you stepped outside of it. Like, it can't be that for me, and I don't think it can be that way for anybody here. I don't know. Total rant mode, but like, you know what I'm saying? Okay. Cheers. Literally could not stop. I was going to anyways, Hannah says. That's hilarious. I love it. It does take so long to edit. our video will take 10 hours to edit. Like, I don't think people understand how long it takes to edit a spirit box session. I wish that I could use a spirit box like you use a spirit box, a real spirit box, and you can actually hear it while it's happening. But that I'm super sensitive to sound, so whenever like the spirit box is going and it's scanning, the scanner is scanning through all those stations, and I get massive what is it called, like sensory overload. It's no bueno. So once I found the necrophonic, I was like, this is for me. Let's see what you guys are talking about. Luna, I can totally see that happening. That's actually really similar, like not really similar, but if you guys haven't seen my interview with Elle the Alchemist, it's right under this video on my timeline or whatever it's called. He would always like teach in youth groups and stuff like that, but he would like teach about shit that like wasn't real conventional, like aliens or the Book of Enoch. And like, I mean, he wouldn't teach about it, but he would talk about it. And like, he was constantly rejected for it. And I admire him for, you know, living his truth anyways. And I admire you for asking the questions anyways. So I'm happy that you ended up here. Yeah, Jessica, cool. With you on the whole truth aspects. I also take it a bit personal when I have cold, hard evidence right in front of them, but I'm always professional and responsible as I can. Can't win over everyone. Same, same. Like, even if I do feel a little bit irritated in the beginning, like if somebody's like triggers me in a little way, I'm still super like kind, you know? And especially when people tell me, like the other day, someone commented on my videos, like, hope you guys find the truth before it's too late. I was like, thank you. We're all searching for the truth. So thank you. And he was like, oh, okay. You know, like blessed or whatever he said. I don't know. It's like in the comments here. But I meant that, you know, it's not just some like talking out of your ass shit. It's like, no, I want the truth. Like, if that means you pray for me and in the middle of the night, Jesus shows up in my bedroom, which I'm down with Jesus. Like, yo, I love Jesus. Jesus is dope. Like, so cool. But if you are praying for me and somehow the truth ended up revealing itself to me that wasn't my current truth, that needs to happen for me in that moment of time, right? Like, cool, pray for me if you want, but like I also do um essentially cut myself off from that force in the universe, that Yahweh force in the universe every you know few days. You know, and when I first started doing it, it was every single day. Like, I had to, because it was like such a tight grip. But like, I already found out that wasn't the truth for me. But if it needs to be the truth again, like, I'm open to it. And so, yeah, like being professional about it is super important to me as well. So I love that you do that. Dice Controller, what's up? I was raised brainwashed in a Catholic faith. Dude, I wish that I have gone through. I wish that I was raised Catholic instead of Southern Baptist. That would have been awesome. Been able to see, hear, feel other beings since the age of 7. So that's really awesome. I love that. I'd like to be able to tell some of you guys' stories with you. You know, like the way that I did this session with Elle the Alchemist. And I want to do one with Gray or Kimchi. I don't know how you guys know her, but she's one of the members in our Discord server. And Luna, I'd like to do one with you as well. Just don't want to like overbook myself. So you guys, if you want to like have a live conversation, or not like not a live conversation, but like a conversation on Zoom and do like a podcast style video together, so we can kind of like hash out your story and things like that, just email me, astrid@radicalsoulalchemy.com. I will put it in the pinned comment of this video, so it's really easy to find again. Um, and it's also in the pinned comment of every other video that I have on here. But just email me there, because I think I'm going to start doing every once in a while doing one of those kinds of videos, like maybe once a week. I want to release 2 videos per week, and maybe one of those 2 can be like a conversation, a conscious conversation, or an occult talk. So if you have a story you want to tell, just like hit me up and we'll try and get that story told. Jesus is dope, but he doesn't need me. Exactly. He doesn't need you to worship him. Like, he found out that he was God and then he was crucified for it. Like, he found out that he was God and that we're all God, and he was crucified for it. Period. I was told I was evil because I spoke up in Sloan Bella's live when she said that Luciferian kidnapped kids of color and sacrificed them. I said I'm Luciferian and I never killed anybody. If there was somebody claiming to be Luciferian that kidnaps kids of color and sacrifices them, you need to show me who the fuck they are, because I will go and take their balls right now and I will shove them down their throat. Like, cut their dick off and put it in their ass. Like, they will bleed out while suffering with a dick in their mouth. Like, show me a Luciferian that does that, please. And if you want to watch me get triggered, let it be on some shit like that. Like, I'm sorry, but pedophilia or human sacrifice, it does not go hand in hand with Luciferianism at all. In fact, Luciferianism is much more of a psychological approach than anything. Why would you need a sacrifice? Even in Satanism, like LaVeyan Satanism, the human sacrifice is not an actual sacrifice. It's like, you can, if you want, get a woman, a virgin, but virgin doesn't mean sexual virgin. It means that they've never done a ritual before, never done magic before. You can get them to lay with their arms out like this and their legs out like that to make a pentagram, and you can use them as a sacrifice in the middle of your circle. And now, if we're talking about like higher ups and shit like that, people that actually do primal craft and actually do sacrifice human beings, most of the time those sacrifices have to be willing in some way. They have to sort of see it as a gift. It's not just straight up murder. And I'm talking about like the higher ups being what we know as like Illuminati kind of secret society shit. Like, if there are people who are, and I have no evidence based on this, it's conspiracy theories, but if those conspiracy theories were right, and there are people who are ruling the world by using these magical systems and things like that, they're definitely not doing it the way that people are making it out to be. And if they are doing human sacrifices and like, you know, how people associate with like that really gnarly, nasty stuff, really fucking nasty stuff, it just irks me so bad, because the majority of us who are out here living as enlightened people who happen to take preference to the void or to the dark divine or to breaking through the matrix and the programming and all of that shit, like, we're normal fucking people. Like, we're normal people, and it's just, I don't get it. Okay. yeah. Yeah, there's a lot of conspiracy theories. My theory is that male humans evolved to have vulnerable. That's a good theory, Kat. Let me read it out loud. My theory is that male humans evolved to have vulnerable external genitalia so that we could easily castrate pedophiles when they were primarily were a primarily species before society and with crude tools. Word. That's a good theory. Like fucking solid because like, that's what my nature tells me to do is like go take their penis and shove it up their own ass and then make them eat their balls and shoot their kneecaps off. In the complete guide to demonolatry, a sacrifice is either a few drops of our own blood or an animal you will eat. Totally. Sherry Moon said that. I give blood offerings all the time, like all the time. Personal self-sacrifice, right? I have never sacrificed an animal. I've been vegetarian half of my life. And every once in a while I crave red meat, right? Like I'm like, oh, I need blood. And so like I'll eat barbecue or I'll eat like a rare steak. And because my body needs it so bad, it doesn't even get sick, which is dope. Anyways, but yeah, like animal sacrifice. I know that like J.S. Garrett and J.D. Temple have a video that they did together where J.S. is talking about, or no, wait, no. It was J.D. Temple and a serial Krabat are the ones who were doing this interview. And JD was telling a serial about how he's like, I sacrificed 8 chickens last night, man. It was so funny. It was just like so out of the blue. But then he said why? Because J.S. Garrett has this right of deification, and it's a right that you can order, which is like a right that he will perform for you. And what it does is, and JD was explaining to a serial, like he was never into animal sacrifice until he realized what it was doing. And essentially, like you are calling for like what he was doing particularly, and you can go find this on his channel. I think it's from Light of the Darkness. I'm pretty fucking positive that that's what it is. Or you can just search JD Temple and a serial Krabat to watch the full interview, and it's awesome. Like I resonate with a serial so much. I love that kid like so much. He's so advanced for his age and just so bold and willing to speak out about stuff, and I love him. Anyways, JD was telling him, I was never into animal sacrifice or anything until I found out what it was doing. So he had these 7 clients that he like called for their spirit while they were sleeping. And then once he, killed the chicken or whatever, like the life force energy from that chicken, he was able to transfer into his client's body to heal them in whatever way it was necessary. And I was like, oh, I didn't know about what was happening either. So there's a lot of like really cool stuff that you can find out about these things that seem so problematic. And I don't remember when I saw that, but when I saw that, I was like, I can totally see how people would do that. It doesn't mean that I would do it necessarily, but I would not judge it, and I never have judged it. But I kind of was just like, yep, nope, I would never do that. But now that I have the bit of knowledge, if it was ever like a desperate moment and I knew that I could like transfer this life force energy into me or into a family member or whatever, that I could do that, or a client or whatever. But it doesn't mean I would want to, because I'm more sort of like a pacifist in the sense of like, oh, yeah, Like, I'm not a savior. Like, you set your life up to be the way that it's supposed to be. Like, when it's your time to go, it's your time to go. Like, if you need to be sick for this life lesson, like, be sick. Like, that's kind of the way I see it. But it's a really cool story. Does the meat taste a little sweeter when you put all that extra time into it? JD and Orly are awesome. I love Orly. She's so easy to talk to. She had me on her channel recently, and I was not expecting her to be so easy to talk to. Like, I just felt at home with her. She was amazing. Amazing. And I just really agree with a lot of what both of them say and have experienced the same type of experiences, I guess you could say, the same type of gnosis, the same type of just realizations in general from walking the left hand path. And it's just so good to be able to find other people in the community that get it, that aren't gonna call you crazy or think that you're a fucking devil worshiper or whatever. Like, there are some people that worship demons. I don't worship anything. um that's not to say that anybody who does worship is bad. But like the stereotype of like devil worshiper sacrificing virgins and shit like that, like, that's just bullshit. It's just complete bullshit. And so whenever you are able to find somebody who is talking about ideas, and their own experiences, where you've had the exact same experiences and have recurrent thoughts of the same things that they're talking about. Or like if you guys are watching shit that I say sometimes, or like, how plenty of times people comment about like, this is exactly what I needed at this time. Like that kind of thing is equally into that whole mix. It's just reminding ourselves that there is no separation in between us, that we found each other for a reason, and that if we kind of like just step back for a second, we can see that like, not only am I this body or represented by this body, but I'm also represented in all these other um perceived as other cases as well, like these other shells as well. And it's just like so easy to connect with them all. I don't know. It's just like, how fucking like vulnerable do we want to be? How hard do we want to like step up to bat, Like, how badly do we want that? Yeah, it is the best, Miranda. It's the best when you can click with people like you never even like, just today. Like, I was like, oh yeah, we're friends. That's cool. That's the word. Sherry Moon said, I guess I'm theistic because I do worship Lucifer. I need to tell you guys about the experience I had with Lucifer. So I like invoked, I guess I evoked Hecate. I talked about this with Elle the Alchemist on the very first video of us on my channel, about my experience with Hecate showing up and then Belial showing up. And then on that episode I said, and then finally Lucifer showed up. So this is gonna take a second. When I finally started having experiences as these demons or daemons, these guides in my life who have pretty much always been there. When I first started experiencing them showing up, it was easy because they came to me, right? I call, they show up. It wasn't like that with Lucifer at all. In fact, I attempted to invoke Lucifer several times before it finally clicked and actually happened. And I remember I was right over there. And what ended up happening was I was putting all this energy, and my mind is sitting there like looking all around the place, right? Like eyes closed, but still being able to see everything around you, because that's just, I don't know, this is how it happens. So I'm like expecting him to come from like one of these cardinal directions, or just like show up out of the blue, or out of thin air or whatever, just the way, or like my body actually goes somewhere else, or like my astral body end up in the same place that Lucifer's at. Like it always ends up happening some way like that, where they either come to you or you go to them, and then you're standing face to face. And whenever I'm sure I have a journal entry about this somewhere. Um, Whenever I was finally invoked Lucifer successfully, I was looking for him. I was looking for him to have shown up in some place. And I don't remember exactly how it went down, but it was this sudden realization: you won't find him out there. You won't find him anywhere, because he's in you. He's always been in you. He is you. And that was the end of it. Like, that was the climax of the fucking story. It's like, you're not going to find him out there. You're not going to find him over there, over there, over there. He's in you. He's always been in you. He is you. And I'm like, come out of the fucking session or the ritual, like, whoa. I can't even begin to explain what that feels like. Spending your whole life battling this thought of, hey, Lucifer kind of sounds like the good guy in the situation, or like, you know, like kind of wanting that bad side to win or whatever, because it's like, why would God want people to be so restricted? And like, why would wait why would we want to be so ashamed? Why wouldn't we want to be knowledgeable and like live forever, and like, why wouldn't we want to, have knowledge of science and roots and all of these things that supposedly the fallen angels came to teach men that they were like condemned about, and all of this? Like, I don't understand why that information would be withheld. And then having that moment, that instance where it just clicks, and you're like, no fucking wonder I've always kind of thought that Lucifer was the good guy. It's kind of like that. It just, yeah. So if you're like, I guess that I just can't ever see myself worshiping something. And like time after time after time, my experience proves to me that I will never bow down. I never have, I never should have, and I never will give worship to anything. So yeah, that was one part of the experience that I wanted to talk about with El the Alchemist, or Leighton, that I didn't get to talk about, and I remembered after we were done talking that I wanted to tell you guys about that, because I never have. And it's really fucking, I don't know, intense. So I always thought eating the fruit was okay. When Lucifer showed Eve God was lying, but I kept my mouth shut. See, yep, same. It's like you want to say something, but you can't. Like, or you feel like you can't. You feel like you're silenced. You feel like you're muted. But then, like, later in life, it shows up and you're like, oh, yeah, that makes sense. Like, okay, I'm happy that I kept my mouth shut, because I needed to see what's going on inside this place for much longer than I would have if I had spoken up. Let me scroll way the fuck up. You guys, I love that you guys are talking to each other. I could say it's mine too. Luna. She's the first one. Well, Nyx actually came to me in a dream, and I didn't know who it was, and I didn't even find out until after the dream was over. Just because like I was able to wait, did I find out in the dream? I can't remember. But Nyx was the first one. And then I started feeling Morgan reaching out to me, but it wasn't for DT purpose. It was for something else. But Hecate's the first one I met intentionally. Where the fuck did I end this conversation here? Okay, there we go. Sherry, or any of you ladies, do you have a YouTube? Yeah, totally. Like, if you click on their pictures, if you guys click on each other's pictures, you can go to each other's YouTube channels too. PKU. Whoa, your body doesn't process proteins completely. That is so fascinating, Kat. Wow. Okay, you guys saying like I have YouTube but I don't post videos. You better fucking start posting videos. It's so good. Like, it's so good for you. And in our last interview, I asked Leighton, how does he want to be supported? One of the things he said was for people to share their experiences. So you guys go make All the Alchemist happy and start making fucking videos. Okay? I agree 100% with that. And yeah, definitely follow each other on TikTok. Like, I love y'all so much. You guys are so fucking supportive. It's That's all I have to say. A born vegan. Ah! Good thing you didn't see my boobs. The shirt is really weird. Dude, okay, Miranda / Wicked Paranormal. She said, I was really drunk and dumb one night. P.S. Chris and I do that shit like all the time. We drink and then like pull out the Ouija board or spirit box or whatever. I was really drunk and dumb one night and called on Lucifer. Lucky for me, he didn't show that night. But about a week later, I kept getting comment that the devil is here. The devil is calling you. I'd like to know if anything else happened. That might be why you and I ended up connecting, by the way. All right, now I gotta get this wine off my teeth and my lips. It goes right here. Okay. Okay. More wine. This is all I'm drinking though. Oh, fuck, I've only had that much. My face is that stained. How long did it take to invoke him? I think it was 3 times. So I did Asenath, how do you say her name? You know, I'm talking about Mason. Asenath Mason. I did her invocation 1 time. And then I think it was a chant. I think I just did a chant another time, and then I used that same invocation again. And the time that it worked was one where I was just like, just letting myself free and just doing what I needed to do. And I find that the way that I'm able to connect with these ancient gods most easily is whenever my heart is open and whenever it is 100% my words, my will, like all of this coming out and coming through. And there isn't a whole bunch of spoken word taking place. It is just a connection. It's like almost an instant drop in kind of place where you sort of drop in a weird way. Yeah, but I don't know how to say it. Ass in nath or noth. I don't know the difference there or there. Let me just scroll back up here. Oh, bye, Luna. Oh my god. I don't know what Dice Controller's saying. You used to, but now it only gives me options to block or teleport. I think that must have been a typo. Block or report probably, but block or teleport, like YouTube, can we please have that option? Thanks. Immediately. We need it ASAP. I used to love vlogging. Before I start going by Astrid, I have a whole other YouTube channel, you guys. By the way, maybe one day I will share that. I have a playlist saved on this channel called my Muggle channel, before I was like an outed practitioner. And I was still like severely clinging on to Christianity. Yeah, I have one of those and I have lots of videos. I keep swearing to myself that I'll upload some of my old YouTube and Facebook lives and stuff like that onto this channel because they're invaluable as fuck. But I guess some part of me is just like, just leave it. Just leave it alone. I need to do that with VK Jehannam material. The invocation from Awakening Lucifer is legit. Is it? Oh, Robert, is there any way that maybe after this video could you leave a link to it? Because I know he has a blog. I'm working on my blog, getting my blog back up because I have my old blog. It's KoriMichelle.com, KoriMichelle.com, which is my birth name. And I stopped using that name last year. And so that means I have to switch everything from my old blog over to RadicalSoulAlchemy.com, which is not launched yet. But I don't have any type of magical stuff on there. It's all like mindset and business, like creating business from passions and purpose and stuff like that, like transformational coaching type of stuff like that. But I don't know if the two worlds will mix, but I know that there's a lot of good stuff still over there that needs to cross over. Anyways, yeah, I decided that I would just talk about that blog on tonight's live stream. And if only the people who are on this live stream are going to know about it. So it's fine. I don't really want people to know my actual name. Except for you guys because you're here. Alrighty, I think my mom and sister see ghosts. I'm jelly. No, the only options are not block and report. They are block and teleport. Oh, Asenath. Nath. Because, okay, I was looking at one of my daughter's worksheets. No, I think it was Pinterest because I was looking up homeschooling kindergartner. Homeschooling a kindergartner. There was this worksheet. It was talking about like what the E at the end of a word sounds like. For instance, mad or made. Okay, so A is a or a. It's sound. So if there's an E on the end of the word, that vowel before sounds like its actual name. But if there's not an E, it sounds like it's sound. So since there's not an E on the end of Asenath's name, so if there was an E, it would be Asenath because it would be her sound. It would be the A sound. But because there's not an E, it'd be like A, like its letter. Is that weird? Okay. That is a really weird time to remember that lesson. I learned some kindergarten lesson from Pinterest, y'all. Fucking word. VK says not to wear talismans or amulets when using his material. He says as it causes too much white noise. I don't wear anything except these fucking collarbones. Okay, y'all. This one glass of wine is getting to me. This is my necklace. Yeah, I've never tried any of his work. The only reason I even know who he is because he did whenever I was first connecting with Belial after connecting with Hecate, I went to Google and I was like, are Belial and Hecate connected in any way? And then a YouTube video popped up where VK Jahannam was talking about, or no, Primal Craft popped up. So it was Hecate, Belial, Lucifer. So that's Mark Allen Smith's work. So Primalcraft, that's how I learned about Primalcraft, is because I went to Google and I was like, are Hecate and Belial connected? Because, you know, they're both showing up. And I'm like, I thought Hecate was like a Greek goddess, but she's kind of showing up as a fucking beast to me. Like, what's happening? Then I found out about him. Then I had a dream about Beelzebub while I was actively working with Belial. And I was like, how the fuck are they connected? But while still asking myself that question at the exact same time, I was getting the answer that they are the same. And I was like, that's not, like, there's no way. There's no way. So I went and looked up, are Belial and Beelzebub connected? And I found VK Jahannam's video where he's talking about Mark Allen. So apparently VK Jahannam had gnosis that Belial and Beelzebub were the same. And then he found out, he discredited it too. Then he found out that Mark Allen Smith was saying that it's the same. So that was my second encounter with Mark Allen Smith. And I was like, whoa, wait a second here. Wait just a fucking minute, please. So not only did VK also said that Mark Allen Smith had said it, but also somebody else had said it too. And I'm like, okay. But I don't talk to a lot of people. Like, I might get like a bit of confirmation here or there, but I don't like talk to a lot of people in the occult community, just because I guess I've been around long enough to know that if I get connected in with any circles, there's going to be drama, and I don't want it. Like, same reason I back away from any type of community is because, like, I don't need relationships with people to be happy in my life. Like, professional relationships are cool, like friendships are cool. But whenever it starts coming down to like collaborating in this way or that way or whatever, like, I'd rather have a private conversation than publicly be like associated with a group of people. Like, I don't know. That might sound dumb, but yeah, I'm kind of like more of an observer, I think, and then I just do my own thing. It's not to say that I would never do it again, but probably would never do it again. I don't have the option. Oh, to teleport. Okay. Oh, what's up, Micah? Madness in the house. Y'all, special place in my fucking heart for that, dude. If you are interested in mushrooms of any kind, please go check out Home Mycology. Dude, yeah. Okay, I think I finally made it up the chat. I've been online for 89 minutes and 6 seconds. I've had 2 edibles, feeling nothing. Didn't you take like a hit too when we were cheersing? Cheers. Are you talking about me, dude? You're gorgeous, girl. I hope so, because like, thank you. I normally wear my Lucifer sigil. I wear it on the daily, but I love the sounds that come from the necrophonic. I can literally fall asleep listening to it. Yeah, sometimes I listen to paranormal stuff as I'm falling asleep too. Lately, I've been listening to home mycology, uh, stuff like that. Like, I swear to God, I fall asleep listening to shit about like mycology and like growing mushrooms. It's all I care about right now. I remember eating mushrooms when I was in high school that made the walls breathe. Yeah, that usually happens. Dude, this wine will not come off. Okay, didn't help. I wanna get a Lucifer necklace too, Sherry Moon official. Yeah, I think we're good, y'all. We've been on here for an hour and a half, so if you like this video and you haven't liked it yet, then give it a big thumbs up. Hey, Myco Madness, if you are still here, today I was watching your wooden substrate video, and where you forgot to put the coffee in after you like pasteurized or sterilized, and then you were like, I have to put coffee in again. Sorry for potentially wasting y'all's time. I was like, what do you think we're like doing, like watching this video as we're doing the thing, like making the substrate and stuff? But then you were like, I remember what you said, but I honestly thought about commenting, yeah, right. Like, I'm not binge watching your videos right now. So yeah, I just, can I show you guys something really quick? Hold on. I have some oyster mushroom grow kit that I bought from the grocery store. I'm going to show you. Hold on. I collected some of the, hold on. Okay. I got everything right now. Okay. So these boxes, you can buy these like at the store. What's time? So I know, same. Okay, you can get these. I didn't know you can get these at Walmart. They had them in the clearance section. I just got the mini. It was like 12 bucks because I knew I had some sterilized grain at home, which this is Home Mycology's little recipe here. I remember I commented the other day about this is like my however many times, third time trying the popcorn. The last time it was too wet, and so I think I'm getting a contam in the bottom of it. But like the whole thing, the other one is almost completely colonized, but there's like a little yellowish spot in the bottom, so I don't want to shake it up and then end up spreading a contamination. So I was just like, oh, let me just see what happens because I'm about experimenting. Anyways, I took some of the mycelium because you have to open this up. You have to cut an X on it, scrape off some of the mycelium from this grow kit, and then you have to make sure that you keep it hydrated. Well, today, or before I came on live, I will actually post a picture to my Instagram story right after this because I took a picture of it. But if you know what you're looking for, you will see how much goddamn oyster mushrooms I'm about to have out of this bitch. But look at how thick the mycelium has grown over. No wonder these were in clearance. These boxes must be so old, but look at all these. All those dark spots are where the oysters are about to grow through. Okay, I took those pieces that I took a fork to and just kind of cut pieces off of it. And this, I did this Sunday, and it's already like, what? This is my most successful freaking thing so far. I'm so proud of it, but I had this sterilized grain already sitting around. But he has tons and tons and tons of videos, so you guys go subscribe to Home Mycology if you're interested. Even if it's just like therapeutically watching videos, like fucking primo videos to watch, I promise. And I ordered this on Etsy. It's lion's mane because I did not want to wait for the whole thing to colonize. So you like get this thing off of Etsy. I think I got it within 5 days, 7 days, something like that. HQ. I'll put in the comments exactly the store I got it from. I'll put the link in case you're interested. So oysters are supposedly taste like cashews. What do you think, Maiko? I'm using the grain with the cigarette butts to substrate this weekend. I appreciate the kind words, friend. Yeah, totally. I can't wait to see that. I was so stoked. My husband and I were actually talking about, I wonder if mycelium would eat up and like disintegrate cigarette butts. Like if they would just like take over all of our litter. And then you posted that video, I was like, there is no such thing as separation, y'all. Like, no such thing. Anyways, this is my lion's mane. Lion's mane is supposed to taste like imitation crab meat or lobster. So that'll be interesting. Cashews as an oyster. And then imitation lobster or crab meat or lobster. Okay, these will grow out looking like a hairy beast, hopefully. And I have another one of these grain jars in my closet that has some of this in it as well, because I didn't want to order spores or cultures. I was just like, let me be lazy and, you know, get the mycelium already germinated and fruiting, like almost fruiting, and then do it the easy way. So I took the easy way out, and I'm not mad, because I've been growing from spores for like 2 months, and my shit in a 3-pound bag is still not fully colonized. So, and I've made probably like 5 sets of liquid cultures. Haven't had a good result yet. The last liquid culture I tried was with potato, what is it? Dextrose, potato dextrose, with half a tablespoon of Karo and half a tablespoon of honey, because I've tried just honey in water and I've tried just Karo in water. I haven't gotten any results from that. So I was like, maybe let's do potato